Good morning, everyone. Jeremy here from Flatware Creations. We got a bunch of silverware donated to us, and there was a request for a feather bracelet, which we've never made, and a feather pendant and a scarab ring. So this was the spoon. It's a scarab souvenir spoon. So we've turned it into a ring for her in size 7. We have the feather pendants. Have one, I just finished these guys up. So I can get some light on there for you. They're ready to go in the tumbler, and whenever they'll come out, they'll be a little different color, which will bring them more into that style that we have. And I have, so what I have now is we've never made a feather bracelet. So some of the challenges are with the feathers, they have the points because they're the knife end. So I got these, let's flip these around here. I've got these prepped. The ends back here were going to be really wide, and whenever you hook the magnets or magnet closures onto them, they just like the smaller bases better, and they seem to fit a little nicer. So what I've done is I'm going to take, let's flip this around, I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to turn them into my own feathers. They're still out of the butter knives, but we've just we're just going to change up the dimensions a little bit. So I wanted to kind of take you through this learning process with me. So, and then this will finish up her order. Again, we got a if it fits at Chip's box in the mail. Lots of silver-plated silverware in it. We get shipments all the time, which is wonderful. Helps us to really be able to make the things that we make. So, let's get started with this. First thing I want to do is we're going to put you down here, and I've scored this one already. So I'm going to take the back off because I have the back marked here where I want it. That's a little trick if you're you can't get this tag end off after you cut it. Just kind of crimp it back in here, and you can just twist it off like that. All right, now let's get the top end of this, and always put the end that you want to save on the side that you want. For some reason, it just keeps coming out that whenever I flip it over, I don't quite get my mark right. All right, now we'll need a pair of pliers. And I'm using these flat nose pliers, or flat pliers. I'm going right up to the line, and I'm going to start bending there. I don't want to bend the rest of this piece, and that helps me take that off. And that's a nice little piece we'll be able to use for something else later. Right up next to that line. There we go. Okay, so now I have these corners. I want to take those off. Get us as close as I can to our finished feather down. Next side. And try and get it as deep in the throat as you can get it. The back part here. That's going to give you the most cut. So now we're left with this. Let's get the other side. I'm going to take and get right up close to that line. There we go, that's easier. Alright, so these pieces are going to get saved. These go in my scrap bin. Alright, let's get rid of this. What I want to do now is I want to take these guys, now that we've got them rough shaped, I'm going to take them over to the grinder. Give myself a little bit more room here. There we go. Let's see if I can turn that so where you guys can get in there too. Okay. So I'm gonna get this end finished up for the brace, for the magnet side, and then I'm gonna profile these guys here. Go to our next one. Down here. I'm just going to flatten I'm going to try and make these even if I can. So I'm going to take, I don't know if I have a clamp strong enough. Let's zoom out here. I don't know if I have a clamp strong enough to hold this together. Okay, so I clamped it in here. I'm hoping this will be enough to help me get these edges the same. Close enough. Everyone is different. Everyone is different, so they will each be individual, but I just wanted to get them similar in shape and size so that I have my bracelet length correct. Put my mask on here, and we'll get these finished out with a wheel here. Actually, I missed this step. So let's bring it back down here. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Why is the light so bad for that one? Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I need to make my cuts. So we don't want anything really up towards the top, because as it bends, the piece might poke out, the little feather pieces So what we're doing right now is we're going to put these slits in, and I think we'll do 3, 2 on one side, 1 on the other. So if we're looking at this as a bracelet, we're going to be here, stone in the middle. I think 1, right here would be nice. Let's try a different marker. Try a little one here, another little one. That's gonna be right on the wrist curve. What if we just try 2, and we'll see how that ends up. So that one is there. Leave this one on. Yeah, if we did them both the same way, let's do them both different. So This one here will get the short one. By doing both the same side, they'll end up different here. Just take that one and where'd the other one go? Right about there. What I'm doing here to mark it is I'm just laying it over the top. And I'm just gonna mark this one and then I'll make my line. So, and the lines are just templates. They're not major make or break anything. They're just gonna help us once we get to the bandsaw. I'll turn you around here. So this is my Delta bandsaw. It's just a regular bandsaw. I do have a metal bit or a metal saw blade on it. I don't remember what the specs were, but I know it's gone through maybe 900 cuts and I haven't changed the blade yet. Okay, so we got our pieces here. What we're left with now is our two feathers. They now have their slits and we have our center lines. So let's get set up back here. We're going to take our rotary tool. You can use a Dremel for this. This is just a diamond cutting blade. I'm gonna put my mask on because this throws up a lot of dust and stuff. A lot of metal. And everything's nice and flat. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna score my my feather marks. And what I'm going to do is a layer of deep marks and then I'll go over it with the shallow marks, which will give us that nice feather texture we're looking for. Alright, mask on.